Let's talk about the Game Awards. I think there's a very big problem with the Game Awards that you don't really see in other award categories such as Oscars, Emmys, Grammys. And that's the fact that most of these categories rely solely on the game itself and not aspects about the game. So let's talk about this year's Game Awards to further my point. The winner of Game of the Year was Astrobot. I loved Astrobot. I thought it was a great platformer, great game, had a lot of fun playing it. It took a lot of categories as well. But the biggest one that I take away is the fact that it won Best Family Game. So let's stop and think. What is a family game? Family game is something you would literally play with your family and or friends. Because if you want to say Best Family Game means best game suited for children, just put it on the fucking Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. That doesn't need to be a category. And there really isn't that category of best cooperative game or best couch co-op game. Because when people think multiplayer, they think, oh, online, Fortnite, right? No, but where's something where I can just bring a friend over, sit on the couch, and just hand them a controller? That, to me, should be best family game. Astrobot is single player. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying, oh, well, of course it won the category in the sense of what else was going to win it? Fucking Echoes of Wisdom? No, I think it should have been Mario Party. Why? Well, because it was the only game on that list that's actually multiplayer and I would actually play with my family. And therein lies the problem that I have with the Game Awards. The reason why Astrobot won that category was because it was the best game out of all of those listed. And that's what it comes down to. You have the best game, right? In this case, it was Astrobot. So then you go into different categories. Let's say hypothetically that Astrobot, the best game, was an action adventure. Then it would probably also win Best Action Adventure, while also winning Best Family Game, because it's already the best game, right? You see what I'm saying here? It's sort of like whenever you do Best Film. It's not directly going to win Best Lead Actor and also Best Screenplay. It can still go to different categories, but you're basically having what's the best game in this genre, which also meets this genre and also meets this genre. I personally think the more niche categories are the best, like best indie game, or I didn't even know this was a category until I watched it, but best like first game that a publisher or a studio has made. But that's just kind of my thoughts, at least on that aspect. Let's talk a little bit about what we saw. I get it, I'm Mr. Zelda Nintendo guy. See, Zelda, I love Nintendo. But good lord, I couldn't have been more bored looking at these game trailers. They all look so fucking generic. Almost all of them. There are a couple shiners that I really liked and I'll talk about. But most of them, good god, take a shot every time you see a space setting, galactic spaceship on a different planet with monsters and guns. Ooh, creative. The games that really stood out to me was the one that's from the developers of Eco and Shadow of the Colossus. I think that one's going to be really interesting, even though we didn't see much of it. Speaking of something we didn't see much of that made me shoot strings of cum, Okami getting a sequel. Huh? Like, what? That is crazy. That is... You don't get... You don't get how insane that is. I also really liked that game. I forget what it was called, but the one shown off by the people who made It Takes Two. I think that the characters and the story are really going to suck and fall flat, and it's going to be more cringe, like Marvel-esque writing. But the level design and the gameplay looked really fun. So as long as you mute your TV, it should be a good experience. I have no idea what that game was from the Overcooked people, since they wanted to put together some stupid fucking animation instead of actually showing the game. Let's talk about this. If you are making a trailer for a movie, you are showing clips of the movie. Same thing with a television show, right? Why are we showing these animations that are nowhere found in the games as its reveal trailer? I get it's to be like, oh, wow, it looks great. That's not the fucking product you're gonna get. So every time they would show a trailer of a game that would just be a pre-rendered animated cutscene that wouldn't even be found in the game, I say, oh, that's great. I wonder what it's really gonna look like. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Next year, put me up top with the fucking Muppets, because why were they there? Actually, I'm glad they were there, because it continued the trope of the cliche. Come on, guys. We're right in the middle of a show. What are you doing? You're interrupting the show. Jeez. Muppets!